Well, welcome to Dag Dagger Outdoors, April 26th. I'm just in my studio, I guess you call it, my office, and I'm going to show everyone how I tie up some spinner rigs and Lindy rigs and everything to do with that. When the season's closed, you got to get ready. I just brought the boat out of storage this morning, so that's exciting. So we're going to tie up some rigs. Got to put my Costco readers on because when you're 50 years old, it's hard to see anything. Tying on a hook is a struggle nowadays. So what I'm using for the main rig is I've just used 10-pound fluoro. That's what I use right now. So we're going to, put a 2-3 feet of lead line. Should have brought my snippers. This will work. So what I'm going to do first is I like to tie up some Gamakatsu, if that's how you pronounce it. I got size 4 right now. I'm going to tie up a few size 4, a bunch of different colors. I don't know, I like the colored hooks. I like especially like the green and the white glow. So what I'll do is get one of these out here for you, show you how we tie this one. So this is just going to be a simple Lindy rig. Alright, that there. So what I do is, see the hook? I put the line through the top of the hook. I hold it like that. Now, I just take this and I wrap around about 5 or 6 times. Like that. And then I grab the other end and I put it back through the back of the hook. Through the eyelet, through the back. Pull it all the way through. And then just pull that snug, pull that up. Nice and snug. Now, on my Lindy rigs, some of them, I like to add a colored bead. My favorite kind of color is the chartreuse beads. So what you do with the bead, put it through, and put it all the way down. I usually leave it up an inch or so. Now you put the line back through the bead. This is where the tough part, if I didn't have these glasses, I'd never be able to see that. And pull it all the way back through again. Set it for how high you want it up. I usually, inch for me anyways. Everyone has their own preference. You can put it right down at the hook too if you like. So that's the Lindy rig. Now on the other end, I always tie a double barrel swivel. So I got double barrel swivels. What are they? Size 10. So we will tie a knot. What I do, spin, bring back through the eye, and then back through the loop again. You can tie whatever knot you want. Everyone has their own preferences. Make sure you wet the line. There you go, nice snug. Now I'll cut this tag off. There we go. And there you go, folks. There's a straight up Lindy Rig, which is a very effective early season. Also cut this tag off close to the hook. Yeah. So there you go. And, you know, it's everyone's preference. Different types of fishing pressure, different times of year, how long you use, how much of a lead line you use. Then I got these hook keepers from Lindy, just to keep everything nice and tidied. Wrap around. Wrap it around, hook around there. Now I got two rigs done up. You need a lot of Lindy rigs in the early season because you get a lot of pike that easily bites you off. But one thing you can do with a Lindy rig is, it doesn't matter how long it is. What you do is above the swivel, put a slip bobber knot and a bead, and then put your slip weight above that. What that enables you to do is, on the fly, you can make it as long as you want. So that's a good trick that Mike Hungle taught me. I use it lots. I like it and you don't have to have a whole bunch of different lengths of Lindy rigs. You can make it as long as you want, as short as you want on the fly. So try that out. It's a good trick. So just remember, just put first put a bead, then first put your weight, a walker weight or a slip weight, and then put your bead, and then put a slip bobber knot right underneath that. Now you can put a slip bobber knot on top of the weight and below the bead if you want to have extra, because a lot of times you got to readjust that after, but try that. Works good. Next one I'm going to do is I'm going to tie up a spinner rig. So we'll, you can use 10 pound, 12 pound. A lot of people use 15 pound. So we got here, I usually just use my arm length. That's always a good length. You can always shorten it up after if you need be. So I got some double wide gap, size 2 mustad ultra point. They're nice wide gap, and they're really real sharp, good hooks. I always like using on my spinner rigs, I like to use the red. But again, put the line through the top of the eye, hold this tag, hold it on the hook, and spin it around 4 or 5 times. Now, again, bring back through, all the way through, snug it up. Perfect. Nice snug. Now, because a lot of times you use this for use a worm harness, so I'll use 2 hooks. I'll show you how to put the second one on there. Now the second one's a little different here, because you're putting the second one on. Now on the second hook, you go through the back, the bottom side of the hook. Go all the way down. And you put it, a couple inches up. Now you hold that, snug, spin it again, spin it around. Right? Now you come back again through the back of the hook. And I couldn't do this without these glasses. Now you give her a nice pull again, snug that right up there. There you go. Nice double. That's a little wide, but it'll work. Now the next thing is put a bunch of beads on. Use any different color you want. I'm going to use a bunch of pearl glow ones here. Let's put one, another pearl, two, three pearls, and then I'm going to use some green. And anyone, this is your preference. Does the color of the beads and as many beads, does it make a big difference? I don't know. I've never really experimented with it, so now I put 3 pearl, 3 green, and then you got it right above the hooks. Now I'm going to put a couple reds. It's going to be very colorful. Another red, another red. So there I got 2 pearl, 3 green, 2 red. Now the next thing to put on is where did I put them? The blade clevis. This allows you to, oh, there it is. I already had some open, I knew I did. So now you take the other end, you put this little blade clevis, quick, there for changing out the blades quick, in different colors. Slide that all the way down, got her there. Now I'm going to put a few beads on top as well. I'm going to just put a pearl. I'm going to put 1 pearl. One green. And 1 red. Like I said, it's all preference. It's doesn't, I don't know how much of a difference it makes. But there you see that. You got your basic rig. Now on the other end again, double barrel swivel. We'll tie that on. Through the hole. It was good to wet that. Slice that off. So cut this tag off. There we go. Now, I have a whole bunch of different selections of blades. Gold, some hammered gold, red and silver, some baitfish image blades. I always use the chrome and the blue. And again, the red, gold, blue, and chrome. As you can tell, you can see what some of my favorite colors are. So I'm going to just show you. So now I got a nice gold. So now what you do is you can go back to the rig and you just use that little clevis. And you pop it on there. And as you can see, There's the whole worm harness spinner rig. Perfect. Now I got another Lindy tackle. I'm going to spin her on there again. Now, I won't usually store these on here with the spinner blade on because you can easily put the blade on with that clevis after the fact. But just for making this video, that's what I'm leaving the spinner blade on. You just wrap around. There you go. 2 spinners, 2 rigs already made up. Easy, easy, people. Easy. Saves you money. Allows you to switch out blades as quick as possible. The Lindy rigs are really simple. 1 hook. I got a bunch of different hooks that I'm going to make up here. I have some VMC live bait hooks. Number 2s. As you can see, I use a lot of number 2s and number 4s. Once again, that's preference. Everything is preference. So we're going to just going to make 1 more Lindy rig here. Shouldn't use your teeth, but whatever. So I'm going to make a Lindy rig with a number 2. Man, I sure been itching to get out fishing this month of. I'm going to use some pink ones here. This month of April is the longest month of my life. But you got to make do with what you can, and it's a good time to make some rigs and get ready for the season. Here you go, pink number 2, Gamakatsu. Now you go again, go through the top of the hook because it's just a single rig, through top like that, and wrap, and back through the back. Why you always come up through the bottom, through the back, is because then the hook hangs the right way, hangs perfect. Pull that tight, nice. Now with this rig, I'm not putting a bead on at all. It's gonna just be a plain rig. Now with these Lindy rigs like this, you can use them for slip bobber rigging too, so just remember that. But I highly recommend to have a whole bunch of them tied up. Them dirty little pike, they really cause havoc. Wet the line. Pull snug. Cut her off. And there you go. Simple. Another Lindy rig. Now let's cut this tag off. Here we go. Now we just come back to our Lindy. These things are handy. There's many different kinds that are out there, but they're handy to keep everything neatly organized and easy to access. There you go. 3 Lindy rigs. And what did that take me? I made a spinner rig, 2 Lindy rigs. Took me, what, 10 minutes. Yeah, so I'm hope that you guys learned something from that and maybe picked up some tips and tricks from me. And I really hope that this ice gets off the lake and water starts to warm up so that May 5th we can get out there and hammer some fish. That's it. That's how easy it is, people. Go to your local tackle store, buy a bunch of blades, hooks, clevises, some beads, and some line, and you'll be set. So thanks for tuning in to Dag Dagger Outdoors, tips and tricks for rig tying. Stay tuned. May 5th is just around the corner. And just remember, you can't catch fish from your couch. Peace out.